Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the 1987 American League replay. We are in Comiskey Park in Chicago between the Kansas City Royals and the Chicago White Sox. Game number 299 on the replay, the second of four games to be played on May the 26th. And Comiskey Park, pretty symmetrical. Singles are 1 to 9, lefties and righties. Home runs are 1 to 4, lefties and righties. Kansas City won the real game 5 to 4. Kansas City 21 and 20, Chicago 20 and 20. So they're battling it out for second place in the American League West. We have Bill Long, right-hander, on the mound for the White Sox against Danny Jackson, a lefty for Kansas City. Bill Long comes to the game 0 and 3. Danny Jackson 3 and 2. So we got the Strat computer up, and we'll get this game underway. Got our dice, of course. Bob and hello, Jeff. Good to see both of you. And of course, don't tell me we're getting the circles again. Okay, that was brief. All right, hopefully we're back. I saw a little circle there, like it might have been a hiccup. But maybe that's just a temporary thing, as we have a cup of coffee here. Ready to go. Got to have that. And again, to borrow Jeff's patented phrase, that's some good coffee. Which it is, and it's nice and hot. So hopefully it'll stay hot through the whole game. All right. Hello, Dan. Good to see you. Okay. So we are ready to get going here. I do have the game up, obviously, on the Stratomat computer, so I can score it as we play it. Hey, Larry. Good to see you as well. All right. Bill Long, let's expound on his replay statistics. Well, first of all, in real season of 1987, he was 8 and 8 with a 4.37 earned run average. On the replays, 0 and 3 with a 4.15 earned run average. So his ERA is down compared to real world, but he's not getting run support, and therefore he's 0 and 3. He's pitched 26 innings, 21 hits, 8 walks, 16 strikeouts. He relieved early in the year, but now they've got him in the rotation, so he's more of a rotation guy. And he does have fatigue of 7, so he can, if he's effective, he can stay in there a while. So Willie Wilson will lead off for the Kansas City Royals. I'm still looking like I'm getting a little bit of I'm looking through my phone here, and it still looks like it's a little bit like I don't know if it's the internet's a little bit weak or what, at least on my end. I'm getting some fuzzies here, so I don't know. First, I thought I was getting the circles in the sand. Many times up eventually. I don't know what causes it to do that. Of course, I don't know why I woke up this morning and turned on my laptop and found I was in airplane mode. That was kind of weird too. Yeah, hopefully it will clear up. That's what we're hoping for. A lot of times we'll like by the second inning it clears up. I don't know what causes it to go blurry like that. I'm using the same setup I've always used, so nothing's changed. So it's got to be something with either YouTube or Xfinity, Comcast / whatever. All right, so hopefully it will clear up. All right, so Willie Wilson will lead off. Wilson is hitting .295, 2 homers, 8 driven in on the replay. Hit .279 real world. Run away 3-6 for Wilson. It's a 111 single, but that's a 13, so he's going to line it to second base, and that's going to be handled by Manrique for out number 1. And we are underway. Like I said, hopefully the fuzziness will go away eventually. Here is Kevin Seitzer hitting .273 on the replay, 8 homers, 27 driven in. He hit .323 real world. That's a 6-7. And that's a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Ozzie Guillen. He's a 2E21. 2 and a 14. He'll get to that, but that is a 5. So we got a rare play coming up. So I'll go to my beta rare play chart. But first we need to figure if it's a G2, G1, whatever the case. Guillen's 2, that's a 14. 2 and a 14 is a G1. So we're going to the G1 rare play. But with nobody on, I don't think the rare play, even on my beta version, is going to be much to it because of the fact that nobody's on base. See, it says if runner on first, batter hits ground ball double play. But that's no one on first, it's a ground out. So nothing really weird there. And on the Stratomatic rare play on the G1, it's the same kind of thing. Nothing really going on there. So just a ground out to Ozzie Guillen. So 2 quick outs. And that brings up Danny Tartabull, right fielder. Tartabull hitting .306 on the replay, 11 home runs, 35 driven in. He hit .308 real world, or .309 real world, rather. 5'9", right-handed. Line out to Manrique second once again, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Bill Long. If the blurriness does not clear up by the second inning, I may have to cut the broadcast and redo it. See if that re-triggers something. I don't know, but hopefully it will clear up on its own. Usually what it does eventually, but doesn't mean it will do it this time. So we'll monitor the situation, as they say. All right, so Danny Jackson. Well, I really don't like how it's all blurry like that. I'm wondering if I should just go ahead and restart it. What do you guys think? Do you think I should just go ahead and try to reboot and see if it clears up, or should I give it another aim to see if it clears up? Because I really don't like doing this when it's all blurry. It's not a good look. So I don't know. I mean, on my laptop, it looks fine, but I'm looking through it through my phone. I definitely see the blurries. Although it looks like it might have just cleared up a little bit. Can't really tell. Because now it looks like it's cleared up on my end. Now I don't know if that's on. It looks like it's clearer than what it was. All right, so hopefully it's cleared up now. So I really don't want to reboot because that just kind of messes everything up. So hopefully it's good now. Good enough in time for the bottom of the first. Like I said, don't know why it does that to begin with, and I don't know what causes it to clear up. Something magical happened. I don't know. All right, Danny Jackson, real world. Danny Jackson was 9-18 with a 4.02 earned run average. On the replay, 4.5. So this is a case where the ERA is worst. I don't know. Now I'm getting a circle for a second, so it looks like it's getting fuzzy again. So I may have to do it anyway because now it's very inconsistent in what it's doing. So I don't know. We'll try to keep Sally forth and on here. So this is a case where the ERA is worse, but his record is better because of run support. So a lot of it's run support. So Danny Jackson, 3-2 on the replay, 4.45 earned run average, 57 innings pitched, 54 hits, 33 walks, 48 strikeouts. Daryl Boston doesn't play a lot against lefties, but he's starting here. He only had 18% of his at-bats against lefties. He's hitting .321 on the replay, 5 homers, 16 driven in. That's a 4.3 for Jackson. Shortstop, that's Salazar. He's a 2.E16. 2-10, that's good. We'll get to that. And E16 and an 8 for a shortstop shouldn't be a problem. It is not. So Salazar will make the play. Boston grounds to short. One down, and now it's getting blurry again. Okay. I think I'm going to have to make the decision here to shut this down and restart because I got a feeling this is going to be doing this for who knows how long, and maybe it just needs a good old restart here. I don't know because I'm getting the fuzzies again. So let's see here, unless I think it's going to clear up anytime soon. In my laptop, I have excellent internet signal, so it's not on my side. It's on the. It's got to be something to do with the YouTube app or something. So I don't know why it's doing this, but it is definitely getting the fuzzies on there. All right. I hate doing the restart though because that's like a 3 or 4 minute reboot. And it kind of throws everything off. But if I'm going to do it, I need to do it now, I guess, and not do it in the middle of a game. So since we're early on, I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to go ahead and do the restart because I don't like how it's getting all fuzzy like this. And for people to watch it later, they don't want to deal with all this. So I'm going to go ahead and do the restart. We'll do the restart. I'll save the Strat computer. I'll save this game so I won't lose what I've already typed in. And now we'll go, once I shut all this down, we'll go to the go to YouTube or go to the now the computer wants to mess up on me. Come on, give me a break here. All right, so I'm going to shut it down and come back. Give me a couple minutes. See, now it's clearing up, so now I'm wondering if I should. I mean, but I just don't like it's inconsistent. I don't like it, so I'm going to shut this down and be back in about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, I think we're back now. Somebody can verify that for me, but I think we're back and we're much clearer than what we were before. I don't know. I don't like having to do the restart like that, but I don't really have much choice when it was getting all fuzzy like that. So I think we are back. I'm pretty sure we are. So now I need to bring the Strat computer back up so we can continue scoring the game as we play it. So hopefully this will hold out and not mess up on me. So let's bring this up here. Save game, edit. No, I want open game. That's what I want. All right, so we're going to bring up the game that was just saved. And there we are. We're back in business. Okay, so I think we're good to go. Looking on my phone, it looks like it's okay. All right, thank you all, Michael and Larry. Thank you all for confirming that. I just took a restart. I didn't want to keep playing with that being all fuzzy and everything, so I figured rather than go through that the whole game, let's reboot it and try to make it look, respectable. All right, so last thing we had, bottom of the first, Daryl Boston grounded out to Salazar on an X check, and now we're ready to go with Gary Redus. He is the next man up in the order. So Gary Redus, we'll get his numbers on the replay. Redus is hitting 261, 4 homers, 13 driven in, and he only hit 236 real world, so he's doing pretty well in the replay. We got a 3-4, and that's going to be a pop up to third base, and Kevin Seitzer is there. 2 down. Of course, tomorrow morning will be kind of a mini milestone as we'll hit game number 300. That'll be interesting. Here's Harold Baines hitting 294, a homer and 10 driven in on the replay. Hit 293 real world, so he's right on his average. 6-4 left-handed on left-handed is a ballpark single check. It's 1-9. That's an 8. That's a base hit for Harold Baines. Gets the ballpark single to his liking. Baines is on with a 2-out single, brings up Carlton Fisk. Fisk on the replay hitting 273, 4 homers, 16 driven in. He hit 256 real world. That's a 3-9 against the lefty. That's a solid double to left field for Carlton Fisk. The problem is Baines doesn't run very well. He's a 9. Not being held makes him a 10. 2 outs is a 12. Left fielder Beniquez in place of Bo Jackson is a +1, makes him a 13. So that would be a 1-13. That's a 65% chance. That's a better odds than Walker getting a base hit. So they're going to send Baines. And let's see. We said it was, let's recalculate. It's a 1-9. Not being held makes him a 10. 2 outs makes him a 12. The +1's a 13. So 1-13 he scores. And he's out at the plate. So Baines is out. We're going to call it 7-6-2 on the relay. But they thought it was a good gamble because of the fact that is a 65% chance, and the chance of Greg Walker getting a hit was not 65%. So, but the old devil die shows up and plots out that strategy. So nothing doing for the White Sox there is Baines thrown out at the plate. So at the end of 1, we got no score. Bill Long back out, and Long will be facing George Orta, the designated hitter. He's hitting 103 on the replay and 29 at bats. No homers, 3 driven in. He hit 180 real world. 3-6, and that's a ground ball to first. Greg Walker will take it to the bag himself. 1 down. And here's Frank White, second baseman, the venerable Frank White. He's hitting 238 on the replay, 4 homers, 12 driven in. He hit 245 real world. 2-5, and that's a pop up to first. So Walker will handle it again. 2 up and 2 down. For Steve Bye-Bye Balboni. Balboni hitting a $136 on the replay, 6 homers, 13 driven in. He has struck out 40 times in 132 at bats. He hit 207 real world. 4-6 against Long, and he will fly to center. Taken in by Williams, and that's going to be an easy 1-2-3 inning for Bill Long. We go to the bottom of the second. Still no score from Comiskey Park. So, bottom of the second we go. It will be Greg Walker. Walker on the replay hitting 227, 4 homers, 16 driven in. He hit 256 real world. 3-11, and that's a hit by pitch. So he gets plunked by Danny Jackson. So Walker, not much of a threat to run. He will not be held. Brings up Tim Hewlett. Hewlett on the replay hitting 219, 4 homers, 15 driven in. He hit 217 real world. 5-6 is a strikeout for Danny Jackson, his first of the game, first strikeout for either pitcher. And Hewlett is taken care of. Here's Ken Williams, center fielder. Limited duty, just 15 at bats on the replay thus far. He's hitting .067, no homers or runs driven in, but he's only had 15 at bats. In 391 real world at bats, he hit 281. So you got to give him some time. That's a 2, chance for balk or pass ball. We're looking at a chance of a balk on Danny Jackson, but he's got a 0 balk rating. So no balk to worry about. Whoa, we got hopping dice around here. Let's re-roll that. We got a 2-6 for Williams, and that's a single to left field. So that's going to put runners at first and second with only 1 out. And Fred Manrique, the second baseman, due up. Manrique hitting 232 on the replay, a homer and 8 driven in. He hit 258 real world. That's a 4-8. 4-8 is a strikeout for Danny Jackson, strikeout number 2. And it's going to be up to Ozzie Guillen to get the run home. Guillen hitting 262 on the replay, 1 homer, 11 driven in. He hit 279 real world. No one's being held on base. Pretty slow runners on base. Except for Williams, but he's behind Walker. 111 for Guillen, lefty on lefty. He's a ground ball to first. Balboni will just step on the bag, and that'll do it for the White Sox here in the second inning. We play 2 from Comiskey, and we've got no score. Royals and the Sox. Not sure why Bo Jackson is not playing today. I guess just giving him the game off, but he's certainly on the roster, so he is available to pinch hit or whatnot. But in his place, it'll be Juan Beniquez. Beniquez hitting 258 on the replay, 4 homers, 21 driven in. Get 251 real world. It's a 5-5, and that's a pop-up to short, Ozzie Guillen. Right there, 1 away. And that brings up Angel Salazar, the shortstop. He's hitting 250 on the replay, 2 homers, 7 driven in. He hit 205 real world. And before it gets cool, time to slurp another cup of the good hot coffee. Well, it's down to warm now. It's not hot anymore. It's warm. So hopefully it'll stay warm the rest of the way. Salazar, 5-8, and that's a pop-up to first. Greg Walker is there. 2 down. 2 down, and that's going to send up Jamie Minnick-Quirk doing the catching, hitting 253 on the replay. No homer, 8 driven in. He at 236 real world. 4-9. That's a single to center field. So base hit for Jamie Quirk. First hit of the game for the Royals. He will not go anywhere on the base pass. Brings up Willie Wilson. Wilson lined to Manrique his first time. 6-7. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Ground ball second base X, but no problem there for Manrique. He's a 3E13, so he should get to this. 3-14 he does. Check for the error. That's a 16. That's a little high, so we'll see. E13 and a 16. Nope, there's a 14, 3, and 18, but no 16. So Manrique will make the play to end the inning. So Kansas City gets their first hit, but nothing becomes of it. You go to the bottom of the third. Still no score. And Danny Jackson back out will face the top of the order, Darryl Boston, Gary Reedus, and Harold Baines. Lefty on lefty, 1-4, ground ball to short. Salazar is there, and that's exactly what Boston did the first time. Grounded to Salazar twice. Here's Reedus. He popped up to Seitzer his first trip. 6-6. Gets the righty as a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Salazar again at 2E16. 2-20, that's good. 11. And Salazar is an E16. The only errors are 14 and 17, so 11's perfectly good. And they keep testing Salazar, and Salazar keeps making the play. 2 down. For Harold Baines, he got a ballpark single his first time up, but then was thrown out on the plate trying to score on the Fisk double. 3-8, lefty on lefty, and that's a strikeout. Baines is out on strikes. Third strikeout for Danny Jackson. 3 innings are in the books, and we got no score from Comiskey Park. Long back out will face Seitzer, Tartabull, and Orta. 2-2 for Seitzer, and that's a Lomax plus injury, so he's got a chance to be injured. No one's on base, so no double or triple play, but we'll check the injury. He basically needs a 1-4 to stay in the game. And he will stay in the game, so Seitzer will tough it out. He'll stay out there. And here comes Tartabull. 6-6, and that's a fly to center field. Williams is there, 2 down. So both pitchers on their game early, at least to this point. Here's George Orta. 1-5, and that's a ground ball to short. Guillen handles it. Another 3 up, 3 down for Bill Long. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. Still nothing but goose eggs on the board. See which team flinches first. Due up for the White Sox, Carlton Fisk will lead it off, followed by Walker and Hewlett. 4-7, right-handed, and that's a base on balls. First walk issued by Danny Jackson. He hit a batter, but that's the first walk he's issued. Fisk, no threat to run. Here's Greg Walker, lefty on lefty. 6-4, and that's a ballpark single check, 1-9, and that is a 9. So both single checks have been 1-9, and they've both been successful. And that's unusual. Usually you get a higher one than that, because 9's not exactly all that great for the offense, but it's turned out to be okay for the White Sox. All right, here's Hewlett. Hewlett is a B bunter, so they're going to have him bunt. So first of all, we'll see if the corners are in or not. And they are not. They're back. So he's going to maintain as a B bunter. But we got a havoc check. Wild pitch chance on Danny Jackson. His wild pitch rating is a 4. But there's no wild pitch. So now we're going straight to the bunt. And we'll see who the bunt goes to. So let me get the bunt chart out. On the back of the pitcher error chart. So we got the bunt chart. We're in the B bunt category. White die says it's a 5, so it's going to the first baseman, Balboni. And we're in this B category, so he basically needs a 9 or less. That's a 4. That's speed, so he's got a chance to beat this out with the speed. But Hewlett's speed is only a 13, not the best in the world, but still might do it. So batter drops down a bunt. And let's see here. Lead runner safe range is running speed -4 plus fielder's defensive rating. Well, Balboni is a 4. So that's going to cancel out the -4 from Hewlett's speed. So that's a 1-13. So 1-13, he beats this out. He does not. So, but it's still going to be a good bunt. 3-4 on the sacrifice, and the runners will advance into second and third. So see there, ID Jester, I do sacrifice bunts when it's warranted and when it makes sense, and when the guy doesn't have a D bunt rating. Although ID is not here right now unless he's lurking, so he missed that. But yes, I do bunt sometimes. All right, so here's Ken Williams. Now second and third, 1 out. Infield for the Royals have come in because it's a low-scoring game. They don't want to give up a cheap run. So the infield is in. 4-5. And that's a fly ball, but it's a C. Center field C, so not deep enough to score the run. Just a shallow fly by Ken Williams. And he was not able to get the run home. Now it's Manrique, infield back to normal. Clutch situation for Manrique, and in the clutch against left-handers, he loses a hit on 3-7. That's a 3-10. 3-10 is a base on balls. That's going to load the bases and send it to Ozzie Guillen. So Ozzie with the chance, and that's the second walk for Jackson. Ozzie Guillen up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Another clutch situation. And Ozzie in the clutch loses a hit on 2-8. Everywhere else he is normal. That's a 6-6 lefty on lefty. It's a strikeout for Danny Jackson, his 4th of the game. And that will keep us scoreless through 4 innings. White Sox leave them loaded. You're welcome, Dr. D. I wasn't sure if you wanted the basic side or not. I could have sent the basic side. And I sent it 2 ways, vertical and horizontal, because I wasn't sure how it was going to show up on your phone or your computer or whatever. So that's why I took the thing on both sides of the house. Hopefully that will help you with your replay. All right. Top of the 5th, Frank White. 1-8. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Guillen right on it. Nothing going on with that. Here's Balboni. Flew to center his first chance. 6-9, and that's a 1 for a triple. Anything else is a double. So Balboni cracks a 1-out double. He's in scoring position. Doesn't run well, though, for Juan Beniquez. Beniquez popped to short his first time up. 6-8. 1-17 is a double. That's a 16. So back-to-back doubles, and the Royals have broken through to score the first run of the game. Back-to-back doubles. Juan Beniquez taking the place of Bo Jackson in this game because they were giving Bo Jackson the game off, and Beniquez comes through with a double. 1-0 Kansas City. And here's Angel Salazar. 1-9 for Salazar. He's going to pop it up to Guillen. That's 2 down. And it's Jamie Quirk. Singled his first time up. Beniquez at second. It's a clutch situation. So in the clutch for Quirk, he will gain a hit here on 1-9. And he'll also gain hits on 2-6 and 2-8. So he's definitely good in the clutch. No question about it. That's a 1-4, but not this time. He flies to right field. And that will end the inning. But Kansas City strikes first. Back-to-back doubles by the Killer Bees, Balboni and Beniquez. And they take a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the 5th. And they hand that lead over to Danny Jackson. Top of the order due up for the White Sox, Darryl Boston, Gary Reedus, and Harold Baines. Boston is grounded to short twice. Time for another sip of coffee while it's still warm. And here's Boston. 5-8. That's a strikeout for Danny Jackson. Oops, wrong way up here. Sometimes I tend to do that. I forget which team is batting in the score sheet, so I got to make sure. Why is this not working here? Get over here. My tape wants to be funny sometimes. There we go. All right. So Daryl Boston out on strikes, and here is Gary Redus. Redus is 0 for 2. 5-4. Fly ball center field X. That's Willie Wilson. He's a 1. You know he's going to get to. He's also an E1. So that means the only way he makes an error, I believe, is on a 17. I'll double check it. Yep, it has to be a 17. That's the only error chance. Oh, wrong side. Only chance these guys are these three equal 17, and that's not the case. So easy fly to center field, handled by Willie Wilson. 2 down for Harold Baines. 5-7, lefty is a single for Harold Baines. He's 2 for 3. 2 for 3, and here's Carlton Fisk. He doubled in the first, but didn't produce anything, and then walked in the fourth. So see what he does here in the 6th. 5-7, and that is a 1-2 single in the LC lines to short. So that'll be a liner right to Salazar to end the inning. And Danny Jackson, 5 shutout innings. 5 shutout innings for Danny Jackson, and the Royals lead it 1-0. Go to the top of the 6th. Top of the order for the Royals will be Willie Wilson. Stepping to the plate. Wilson is 0 for 2. Oops. 0 for 2 for Willie Wilson. 5-7, right-hander against the switch-hitting left-hander is a single to right field. So base hit for Willie Wilson. He'll be looking to get the lead. Wilson needs a 3 through 6 to obtain the lead. And he gets that 3, so he will go. Wilson starts as a 19, being held as a 17. -3 is a 14. So 1-14, he steals it. And he's in there. It's a possible throwing error on Fisk. His T rating is a 5. But no throwing error. But it will be a stolen base for Willie Wilson. As he steals second base, gets into scoring position with nobody out for Kevin Seitzer. Seitzer is 0 for 2. 4-8, and that's a pop out to second base. That's a big out there with getting the out without a runner advancing to third. So Seitzer trying to go to the right side of the infield, but instead of putting it on the ground, he pops it up, 1 away, and here's Tardival. That's a 3-9, and that's going to be a base on balls. So first and second now, and I believe that's the first walk of the game for Bill Long. So we go to George Orta. Orta, 0 for 2. 4-12, and that's a fly ball right field X. We're looking at Redus. He's a 3-E-8. This could be a crucial play right here. 3-E-8. 3-15, though. The double die cooperates. 3-15 is an F2, and that is a 14, so that could be problematic. 14, and he is an E8. E8, but there is no 14. There is a 15, 16, 17, and 18, but no 14. So Redus is able to make the play. 2 down. And let's see here. I believe on the F2, I think there's a chance. Let me double check it here. Run on second may tag up and try to advance. So we're going to do that because Willie Wilson runs so well. He's a 17. Redus's arm is a +1, so this might be automatic. We'll see here. Yep, running speed plus outfield. So it's a 1-18, basically. And it's a 19. He got thrown out. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me that he got thrown out on a 19? Make sure I calculated it correctly. Run on second may try to advance. Computer save chances as running speed plus outfield arms. Yeah, there you go. He got thrown out. How do you like that? What a throw. What a throw by Gary Redus. This turns into a double play. It's a Dolly Parton 9-5 double play. Wow. got a 90% chance of making it to third base, and he can't get there. As Gary Ritas throws him out. Double play ends the inning. Wow. Don't see that happen very often, but you just saw it right there. But, I mean, it's a 90% chance, so I didn't see any reason not to send him. If I don't send him and he stays at second and the next pitch is a wild pitch and he goes to third but doesn't score, people will wonder, well, why didn't you send him? So I'll take my chances when I got 90%. All right, bottom of the sixth we go. Greg Walker facing Danny Jackson. 2-8. That's a 1-4 home run. That's a 14, so he's going to fly to right field. We're out number one. Boy, that would have been a turn of events to get the guy thrown out and then have a home run tie the score just that quickly. But D20 a little bit higher than needed. Here's Hewlett, 6-10, and that's a 1-14 triple. That's a 16, so Hewlett will double. One out double for Hewlett. He is now the tying run in scoring position for Ken Williams. 4-8, and that's a strikeout for Jackson. This is his fatigue inning, but he's only given up one hit so far, so the strikeout is going to be okay. Strikeout number 6 for Danny Jackson. And it's up to Fred Manrique in a clutch situation. Manrique will lose a hit on 3-7. Everywhere else he is neutral. Hewlett not being held, runs at a 13. Not being held makes him a 14. 2 outs will make him a 16. So good chance to score on a base hit. 2-7 against the lefty. And there we go. 1-2 is a double. That's a 19. It's a single, but it's a 2-star single, so he scores regardless, being held or not. And we got a tie ball game. Fred Manrique comes through with a clutch RBI single to tie the ball game at 1 after 6 innings, or into the 6th inning. 2-7. Look at it again against lefties. 3-20 is a single with 2 stars. So now he's aboard on first base is Manrique. He could get the lead here, although it'd be a 1-13. But you know what? With 2 outs, it's not a bad idea to try to get him in scoring position. So he needs a 6 or a 7. Does not get it. It's a moot point. Here's Ozzie Guillen. Danny Jackson, one base runner away from reaching fatigue. It's a 3-5, and that's a ground ball to first, handled by Balboni to end the inning. But we played 6, and now we're tied at a run apiece. As we head to the top of the 7th, this will be the fatigue inning for Bill Long. He'll be facing Balboni. I'm sorry, should be facing White. Balboni. Let's get this in the computer the way it should be, first of all. So it'll be Balboni. I didn't write in what White did? Oh, yeah. It should be White. Why is it showing Balboni? Because it should be White. Let me go back and look at the my score sheet here, because something is not kosher. Because I believe it was Orta that hit the fly ball to right that caused the double play. So let me go back and see what I have in this computer as to why it's telling me that single stolen base, pop out. Yeah, okay, I got to fix that. So I will fix it later. I'm not gonna disturb the flow of the game now. I will fix it later. We'll concentrate on the game now, not the computer going forward. But I can go back and fix that. The undo button is a wonderful contraption. So it is actually Frank White who's at the plate against Bill Long. And that's a 2-7, and that's a strikeout. For Bill Long, I believe that's his first strikeout of the game. Isn't that something? Took him 7 innings to get it, but he got his first strikeout. Here's Balboni. 2-10 for Balboni. That's a ballpark single check, 1-9, and that's a 9. We've had 3 single checks on the ballpark, and each time it's been successful despite the fact it's only a 9. but each time it's come up successful. And Balboni is 2 for 3. How about that? 2 for 3 for Bye-Bye. He's on first base for Beniquez. 1-9, and that's a walk. So Bill Long now one base runner away from reaching fatigue. So the bullpen for the White Sox is loosening. They do have left-hander Ray Searage in the bullpen. Right now, Salazar is up. Oh, that one die got stuck in there for some reason, so let's redo that. 2-10, and 2-10 is a single to right. There's a clutch here, but there aren't 2 outs, so the single to right will be good. Now, Balboni does not run well, so we've already had one guy thrown out at the plate. They had Wilson thrown. Well, Wilson was thrown out at third, and we've already had Baines thrown out the plate. So I think we're going to hold him up here, bases loaded, with 1 out. But now Bill Long is fatigued, and he will be coming out with the lefty quirk coming up. So Bill Long is going to go 6 1/3 innings, and I believe Ray Searage will be coming on for the White Sox. And the Royals will probably counter with a right-handed pinch hitter. So Ray Searage, the lefty, will be coming on. He's 2-3 with a 4.20 real world. Let me get his numbers on the replay for Mr. Searage. He is 1-1 with a 3.45 earned run average, 16 innings pitched, 21 hits, 7 walks, 7 strikeouts, no wins. No saves. He's 1-1 with no saves. So Searage is on, but Kansas City will counter with a pinch hitter of their own, and it's going to be this guy. Bo Jackson will pinch hit in a huge situation, bases loaded, only 1 out. He will pinch hit here in the 7th, and then Larry Owen will catch in the 7th for Kansas City. Jamie Quirk is done. Bo Jackson. Get the numbers on Bo on the replay. On the replay, Mr. Jackson is hitting .240, 6 homers, 16 driven in at .235 real world. So pretty much right in line where he should be. Bases loaded, 1 out, infield back for the double play. Searage to Bo Jackson. That's a 2-7, and he struck him out. So Bo Jackson out on strikes. Out number 2. And it'll be up to Willie Wilson to bring the Royals the lead. Bases loaded. 2 outs, clutch situation against the lefty Searage. He loses a hit on 112. He also loses a hit on 2-8, 3-8, and 3-9. So definitely anti-clutch. 3-5, though, is going to be a 1-4 double, and that double die is a 3, so it's going to be a double for Willie Wilson coming through in the clutch with the help of the double die. 5-20, the inning would have been over, but a 3 makes it a double for Willie Wilson. And we'll check here. Balboni and Beniquez will score for sure. Salazar runs at a 13. The double is assumed to go to center. And let's see, center fielder Williams is a 0 arm. So Salazar runs as a 13. He was not being held as a trail runner, makes him a 14. There are 2 outs, makes him a 16. So 1-16, he would score. And if you throw through, Willie Wilson's going to take third on the throw. But with 2 outs, I think you got to try for him. So they're going to try throw to the plate. 1-16, he's safe, and he's in there. And Wilson will take third on the throw. But with 2 outs, he's already in scoring position anyway, so they thought it was a good gamble. But all 3 runs come in. They're all charged to Bill Long. We can close the book on Long now. Long is going to give up 4 runs. They were all earned as Ray Searage gave up the crucial double, and the inherited runners have come in. So let's look at the base hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits given up with those 4 runs. He walks 2 and strikes out just 1. But he could be saddled with his 4th loss. He would drop to 0-4. Kevin Seitzer, the batter. And Searage is going to come out. It's 1987. You don't have to face 3 batters. Searage gave up a hit and a strikeout, but he's also responsible for Wilson at third base. But the White Sox will go to a right-hander out of the bullpen, and they will go to Jimmy Wynn. Wynn 4-6, 4.79 ERA on the regular season. So Jimmy Wynn is on. And on the replay, Jimmy Wynn is 2-2, no saves, a 7.96 earned run average, 26 innings pitched, 30 hits, 24 walks, and 12 strikeouts. It's been the walks that have been hurting Jimmy Wynn for sure. But they're looking for him to get out of the inning, facing Kevin Seitzer with Wilson at third base and 2 outs. That's a 4-7, and that is a single 1-13. That's a 17. He lines it to short, and that's going to end the inning. So Wynn does his job. Searage gives up no runs, but really he gave up the three runs on that base clearing double that he allowed, the inherited runners that he allowed. So Kansas City strikes for 3 and takes a 4-1 lead as we go to the 7th inning stretch. Danny Jackson, borderline fatigue, so they'll keep an eye on him. But he will stay out there, and Larry Owen is now your new catcher in place of Jamie Quirk, which is for Kansas City actually works out better because Owen's a better defender. He's a 3 -1 E5 versus the 4 +1 E10. So Larry Owen, much better catcher than Quirk. All right, here's Daryl Boston. Hello, Jeremiah. Daryl Boston, 5-2, lefty on lefty, and that's a ground ball to first base C. So Balboni will field it and flip to Danny Jackson covering out number 1. Here's Gary Reedus. He's 0 for 3. 5-6, and that's a strikeout for Danny Jackson. Strikeout number 7. Reedus is now 0 for 4. Here's Baines. He's 2 for 3. That's a 5-11 lefty on lefty. It's a fly ball left field X. We're looking at Beniquez. He's a 2E6 for Beniquez. 2 and a 6 should be okay in the outfield, you would think. 2 and a 6 is an F2. That's a 15, and he is an E6. E6, there's 14 and 17, but no 15. So good play. And it's a 1-2-3 shutdown inning by Danny Jackson. So we played 7 here at Comiskey, and the Royals lead it 4-1. Win back out will face Tartable, Orta, and White here in the top of the 8th of a 4-1 ball game. One 5, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Tartable down on strikes. Here's George Orta. 1-4, and he grounds it right back to Jimmy Wynn. That's 2 down. So Wynn has retired all 3 he has faced so far. Here's Frank White. He's got the stamina to finish the game. Keep the rest of the bullpen fresh. 6-8 is going to be a base on balls. So first walk issued by Wynn. Frank White not a threat to run. He will not be held. Here's Balboni. 2-4 for Balboni. That's a ground ball to third. That's going to end the inning. So Jimmy Wynn keeps the score where it is, but they still trail it 4-1 as we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Looking at the Kansas City bullpen, we'll see who's got the most rest, whether it's Quisenberry or Farr, because they kind of split duties as the closer. So we'll see on the computer who needs, who doesn't want to get overworked here. So Quisenberry is showing, boy, he's really been overworked. So we're looking at Steve Farr. Yep, Steve Farr would be the guy that would come in because Quisenberry's kind of been overworked a little bit. He needs some rest. But Steve Farr is good to go. Steve Farr would be coming on to nail it down if Jackson needs help. Right now, here is Carlton Fisk to lead off. It's a 1-3, and it's a ground ball to short. Played by Salazar, one away. Bringing up Greg Walker. 110, and that's a solid double to right field for Greg Walker. One out double, and that'll bring up Timmy Hewlett. That's a 5-7, and that is a 1-2 single. Anything else he lines to short, that'll be a line out to the shortstop. 2 down. And it's up to Ken Williams to keep it going. Williams is 1 for 3 in this one. That's a 1-6, and against the lefty, that's a 1-3 home run, but the double dies a 7 this time, so it's just a fly to left, and that will end the inning. And that's going to do it for Danny Jackson. He's going to go 8 innings. He will go 8 innings and leave with a 4-1 lead. Give up the hits here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits he gave up. The 1 run, which was earned. He struck out 7. Let's check his walks. I think he just walked the 1. No, I'm sorry, he walked 2. He walked 2. All right, and Steve Farr would be coming on to finish off the game, assuming it stays a save situation. If Kansas City scores a couple runs here, they'll bring in, some schlub to finish out and mop-up guy. But they're going to trust that Steve Farr can get the job done. Assuming that the score stays 4-1. Here's Benitez. He'll lead off. Top of the 9th, 1-8. That's a fly ball to left field. Hauled in by Daryl Boston. 1 away for Angel Salazar. 3-8, and that's a fly to center. 2 down. So Jimmy Wynn doing very well in relief. Much better than what he had done in the replay previously. This is Larry Owen's first at bat since coming in as a defensive replacement after they pinch hit for Quirk. So Larry Owen on the replay is hitting a paltry 125 in 40 at bats, a homer and 2 driven in. Real World hit 189. 3-7, and he will strike out to end the inning. So Wynn does very well for himself. Jimmy Wynn goes 2 1/3 innings. 2 strikeouts and a walk. No runs, no hits. Kept his team in the game. Best he could do. But now we turn it over to Steve Bridge Too Far for Kansas City to see if he can close the deal. We'll get the numbers on Farr from the computer. So Steve Farr on the replay. Well, first of all, in Real World, he was 4-3 with a 4.15 ERA and 1 save. I've been using him more as a closer than they did in '87. Farr 2-1 with 5 saves, a 4.56 earned run average, 26 innings pitched, 24 hits, 19 walks, 27 strikeouts. So Farr is going to come on and pitch to Manrique, Guillen, and Boston, but Chicago does have some lefties off the bench they can go to pinch hit, first of all, for Manrique. So Manrique is going to get called back. And they do have some decent, well, maybe not that decent. Let's see. Boy, the lefties aren't that good on their switch hitters, and the lefties aren't that good. Their best pinch hitters are righty, Jerry Royster. Boy. But I think you'd play the percentages here. They're going with Donnie Hill. So Donnie Hill will pinch hit for Manrique, and if they tie it and go to the extra innings, he would stay in the game to play second base. So Donnie Hill pinch hits in the 9th inning against Steve Farr. And on the replay, Donnie Hill is hitting only a .191, 2 homers, 13 driven in 89 at bats. He hit .239 Real World. But he is a switch hitter, so that'll take us to the left side of Farr's card. And then they may be hoping to get something over there. And they do, 6-9, and it's going to be a base on balls. So sometimes that's why you do that. Against a right-hander, had he used a right-handed pinch hitter, he would have struck out. So sometimes you take the lesser hitter, average-wise, just so you can get that platoon advantage. And Donnie Hill draws the base on balls. He's not going to go anywhere. not a runner, but he will. They don't care about that because they're down by 3. They need base runners. Doesn't matter where they are on the bases. They just need them on base. Here's Ozzie Guillen facing Farr. That's a 1-6, and that's a single 2 stars for Ozzie Guillen. That's going to put runners at the corners, and that will bring up the tying run to the plate with nobody out. So how about that? Steve Farr having some issues trying to close this thing out. That's a 2, chance of a balk or a pass ball. We're looking at the pass ball rating of Larry Owen. So let's see what his pass ball rating is. Larry Owen. The pass ball rating for Owen is a 4, 1-4. There is no pass ball. So infield backs, they'll gladly trade the run for the 2 outs if they can get it. 2-3, and that's a pop up to first. That's huge. Pop up to first. Nobody advances, and the out's recorded. Big out there to get for Steve Farr. And now with 1 out rather, and 2 on. Here comes Gary Redus. Redus is 0 for 4. 3-6, but he's going to draw a base on balls, and that will load the bases. Bases are now loaded. And that brings up Harold Baines, who can be dangerous. He is actually the winning run at the plate. Don't know if they want to bring in Jerry Don Gleaton here. I think they'll stick with Farr. 6-11, and that's a ground ball pitcher X. Farr, let's get his range rating. The basic side, let's see. That says he is a 1, E31, but let me make sure. I think on the computer it might be a 2 or a 3. Double check this. Steve Farr, defensively, he is showing as actually a 3 on the computer. So 1 might have been his batting card. I think that was his batting card. So he's a 3 E31 is what Steve Farr is. A 3 E31. 3 and a 10 for a pitcher. Infield, well, the pitcher is assumed to be, he's considered in, so he would be in. So it's a 3 and a 31. First of all, we got a 3, a 10 and a 3 is going to be a G3. That's a 14, and he's an E31. E31, there's a 14 right there, so he's going to boot it. It's not going to matter about where the throw goes. He boots it. It's an E1 on Steve Farr. And that will score the run. Coming in is Donnie Hill. Going to third is Guillen. Going to second is Redus. And now Fisk is up, and you wonder if they're going to keep going with Steve Farr. He seems a little shaken up right now on that E1. They may have to go to Quisenberry. And in fact, they will. They're going to pull Steve Farr and go to Quisenberry, even though he's a little bit overworked. It's an important game for them, so they want to see if they can get out of it. They really have no other options other than Jerry Don Gleaton. But he's a lefty, and you got righties coming up. So Dan Quisenberry will be coming on. He was 4-1 with a 2.76 ERA, real world with 8 saves. In the replay, he's 4-1 with a 1.96 earned run average and 2 saves. 23 innings pitched, 25 hits, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. So Quisenberry in a huge situation to try to get out of the mess that Steve Farr has put them in. It's now 4-2, and the tying run is in scoring position at second base in Gary Redus. Harold Baines is the winning run. They will actually pinch run for Harold Baines. They will bring in a pinch runner to run for Baines. And it will be Jerry Royster, who runs at a 13, whereas Baines runs at a 9. So Royster will pinch run for Baines, as he is the potential winning run. So Royster to pinch run for Baines. And Pudge Fisk is your batter against Quisenberry. 2 outs, bases are still loaded. A run is in, it's 4-2, but Tying runs are on base. The winning runs on first. Infield back for the double play. Quisenberry to Fisk. It's a 3-6 to Fisk, and he's going to hit a ground ball, third base A, and that will be a 5-4-3 around the horn double play to end the ball game. Boy, Quisenberry faces one batter and gets the job done and earns the save. That's why Quisenberry is the man right there. Throws one pitch, gets 2 outs, and earns his third save. Danny Jackson gets the win. He goes to 4-2. Bill Long takes the loss. He's now 0-4. Steve Farr had his issues. Farr went a third of an inning, gave up 2 walks, 1 run, which is still considered earned because you can't assume that he would make a play there. Or I guess you could, because the play probably would have gone to the home. So let me see where that play would have gone. G3, had he made the play. The G3, had he made the play with the infield in, they would have gotten the lead runner. So that is going to be considered an unearned run, I do believe. So gave up 1 hit. So there you go. Kansas City wins it by the score of 4-2. For the Royals, 4 runs on 7 hits, and they made the 1 error. I think it was just the 1 error here. Nobody else made an error. For Chicago, 2 runs, 9 hits. I don't believe there was an error on them, so they had no errors. Kansas City improves to 22-20. Chicago drops under 500 now to 20-21, with the Royals winning this game 4-2. So as we look at the upcoming games, we've got 2 of them that are upcoming on the schedule for this date. They are in Detroit. I'm sorry, they are in Minnesota, and they are in, they're in Milwaukee. And I think they're in Detroit as well. Texas at Detroit is going to be your next game. Texas will be at Tiger Stadium to face the Detroit Tigers. That'll be the next game on the schedule. And looking at the pitching matchup, it's that guy I'd never heard of before. Bob Malloy will be making his major league debut against Dan Petrie of the Tigers. That will be the game tomorrow. Game number 300 will be that ball game in Detroit. That'll be tomorrow. Then on Thursday, we'll have the final game from the May 26th date. That will be Minnesota at Milwaukee. And that will be Bert Blyleven against Juan Nieves of the Brewers. So, thank you all for sitting through this and enduring that first inning technical difficulty that we had. Ended up being a much better game than I thought it was going to be. Kansas City pulls it off 4-2. Don't forget, tonight is Game 1 of the 1978 World Series in season ticket baseball. Finished up the NBC Game of the Week project, and we're heading into the World Series for 1978, Game 1. It'll be roughly between 8:30 and 8:45, something like that tonight. And it's going to be Tommy John for the Dodgers against Ed Figueroa for the Yankees. Game 1 of the 1978 World Series season ticket baseball, to kind of put a bow on that project. So thank you all for sitting through this and getting through the little snafu that we had there. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Stratomatic. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.